So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Play action. It's Wilson. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Tim Patrick's one of my favorite stories in the NFL. A self-made player at every level. He's beat great odds to become a starter in this league. The Broncos love the reliable production he brings them from the number 2 or 3 spot on the depth chart.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Wilson. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
That's his first catch of the game and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Wilson will throw again.
He'll get that complete to Albert O. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
They forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. On 2nd and inches, Wilson.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover.
Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Carr. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jacobs. That one a first down pickup of 8.
The Raiders hit 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Carr. Slant to Adams. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is, finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Again, they'll throw with Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 24-yard line. That's a jet sweep. This is Adams. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense, diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. No score after one on EA Sports. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now they'll throw with Carr. And the pass complete to Waller on the out route. And the Raiders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. White will take this one in for a Vegas touchdown. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here comes Darius Phillips out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan.
And this throw will be intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. And the Raiders are going to take over here up near the 40.
Well, those have been a problem for them all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8. 2nd and 2. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. He'll get that out to the flat to White. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. On first down, Wilson.
That's out to the flat for Gordon.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
To throw again on second down, Wilson.
That's complete. It's Okuwebunam.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Throwing again here, Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin.
And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw in this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
In his own end zone, it's Carr.
That's going to be caught by C.J. Board. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now Carr. And that's complete to Adams.
And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a big conversion there on third down, because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
Carr completes it. Finding room at midfield.
Oh, he's got some breathing room.
Down the left sideline. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Raiders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Phillips now from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got a man, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Much more room to operate under after the big play. Here's 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Incomplete on the deep ball.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
To throw again is Wilson. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Nate Hobbs.
Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the 2nd half is now underway.
From his end zone, here's Renfro. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the 2nd half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he's got some space here. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Carr now to throw. Catch is made by Hunter Renfro.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr. And it's complete to Adams. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. 1st down, here's White. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. Trying to run for it with Jacobs.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Jet sweep. Carr bats it forward.
And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And the Broncos will take over on downs.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson.
Open man. He completes it to Judy.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On the move past the 40. Down the sideline he goes. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 64 yards. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. Second and goal from inside the 5. Here's Wilson. Touchdown! Jerry Jeudy from 4 yards out. And the Broncos are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7.
Broncos 7.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. From his end zone, here's Renfro. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive 1st and 10. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. The catch and run good for 24 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory, right at the 40. Now a give up the middle. This is White. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. And right side, they're going to go option here. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
He completes it right side to White. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 13-yard line. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Now back to the ground game with White. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Zamir White, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead.
extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. Is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now Wilson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Jonathan Abram picks it. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
Well, just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today, they've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
And the Raiders have got him. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Throwing is Wilson. He completes this to Sutton. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves,
all right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Kareem Jackson.
And the Broncos are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
He'll get that complete to Albert O.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And now here is another interception. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Carr going to look to throw.
He's got Renfro on the out route.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
That last throw, Charles, is going to move him past 32,942 yards passing for his career, and that surpasses the total of the Hall of Famer and a colleague of both of ours, Troy Aikman.
Yeah, played from 1989 to 2000, and Troy Aikman, he was about winning, because remember, he had Michael Irvin to throw it to. We had Emmitt Smith to hand it to. Just imagine if he was throwing it the way they throw it around nowadays. His numbers, boy, would they be sky high.
From the gun now on third down, Carr. He'll leave this one for White. Room here to run. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
That's good for Las Vegas.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. After the interception, here's Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. One last shot for Wilson. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game. So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover.